And topping the news at 5:30, we are tracking this next storm that's supposed to bring high winds and blizzard-like conditions. But as we prepare for this system, some people haven't recovered from the windstorm earlier this week. Thousands of Western New Yorkers were left without power for hours and even days. Dave Bertola with National Grid has some answers for us tonight. And Dave, we thank you for being with us here. I know it's been quite a week for you. What is the status of your customers right now? Has everyone been restored from the storm on Tuesday?
Well, thank you. We had 52,600 customers in Western New York who were affected by this past week's storm. Of those, there's about 250 remaining out in Cattaraugus County. We're looking to get them restored by this evening. Sometimes as a storm restoration efforts get toward the end, we got to take care of customers in rural areas, and some areas are a little bit more difficult to access than others, and that's what we're up against. But we're not going to finish until they're all back in service, and that'll be later on today.
So you've had folks in Cat County who've been out since Tuesday. Why does it take so long for them to be restored?
A lot of times our crews experience challenges like impassable roads, difficult to access equipment, remote areas. We have to cut through down trees, remove branches. We're in rural areas sometimes where getting to a piece of equipment means trudging through some really tough terrain. It just takes some time, and a lot of these are also some of them might be comprised of individual homes that may have a piece of equipment that's broken that might just be impacting into a house or two on its own, and it takes a while to diagnose that stuff and then make the repair. So
okay, Dave, let's talk about what's happening right now. Do you still have crews from out of town in town now? Have you called in any more in anticipation of what looks to be a worse storm?
That's right. Yep. We had crews from Canada, Louisiana, Illinois, other parts of the Midwest. Were all here with us this week. They're going to remain here, and we've bolstered that by adding hundreds more crews that are already in town and ready to go. National Grid is a company of what I call tomorrow people. We're always looking ahead. We're always planning. It's what we do. It's unfortunate that we're ending one storm on one day, and the very next day we have to prepare for another. But if that's what duty calls for, that's what we do. It takes a special person to be out in the elements doing this kind of work, and I'm proud to work with them. And nobody wants your power off. Nobody wants that, and that's what we get up and come to work for every single day. Rest assured.
Yeah, we always are thinking of these folks up in the bucket trucks there and these high winds and cold temperatures. Now, what is your advice to customers in advance of this storm right now? What should people do?
Sure. First, if you hadn't done so this past week, make sure you have your phones that are charged, ready to go. If you have a portable charger, that's a good idea. Or if you have flashlights with batteries, make sure you have fresh batteries. And if you have an older neighbor or two, check in on them now and see what he or she may need in advance of the weekend. And then when the storm hits, or even again before the storm hits, if you're a National Grid customer, you could text the word REG, the letters REG, to 64743. And that means you can register for text and email updates. And if you have a power outage, you could text OUT to 64743 to let us know that your power is out. And lastly, we've had a lot of broken poles. We had over 130 broken poles. As one comes down with the wind, the rest of them kind of come down too. So we had over 130. That means that lines are on the ground. Always assume a line on the ground is live. You don't even want to be standing near it because it can electrify the ground, and that could cause serious injury or worse. Please call 911 if you see a down line, and just stay away. It's very important.
Okay. Dave, I want to ask you something there's been confusion about, and that is if your power goes out and you see, if you look online at the app or online and you see that there's an outage in your area, should you still call in or text in that you're out, or doesn't it matter because you can see that your whole area has already notified National Grid?
I would. That's a really good question. It's one I get sometimes as well. Please contact us at 1-800-867-5222, or if you registered with the text message, do that. Never assume that we know. It's always good to make that call or to find us and share that information. It never hurts.
And for folks who don't have smartphones or up-to-date computers in their home, and there are a lot of them watching right now, what is the number, the phone number that they should call to notify?
1-800-867-5222.
Write that down next to the phone right now. Dave Bertola, thank you so much. I know we will be in contact over these next few days, and I appreciate you being with us tonight. Thanks, Dave.
We appreciate the opportunity. Everybody, please stay safe.